Hey guys, Jonah here, back with the beer review. I'm going to be doing another special one. Hopefully it won't go pear-shaped. Um, I'm doing another one from the Vocation Black Friday stroke Christmas box, which I got. Special edition. This is one of their border hopping ones. This is the USA version. It is, I think it's just a pale ale. Yeah, it's a pale ale of 5%. See, these Americans don't fuck about. They don't call a 5% beer an IPA. They call it a pale ale. Well, Vocation's British, aren't they? I'm talking nonsense again. So, as you can see, border hopping was, I think, summer this year they released this set, and it was 3 different beers, 3 countries: USA, which is obviously this one, Australia, and then Germany. I've only got this one out of the series. And it's got Mosaic, Amarillo, and Idaho 7, so it should be berry and all sorts of weird stuff. Peach, orange, and blueberry. Ah, that's very interesting because that kind of represents the hops. Amarillo, definitely orange. Idaho 7, I've heard blueberry before. I'm not sure I get that, but we'll see. And Mosaic peach, maybe, although maybe some tropical too. Okay, so this sums up the flavor spectrum of US hops, and then the New England style. Cool. So it's a blend of juicy tropical aromas, pithy citrus, bitterness up front with soft fruit and rounded finish. Sweet berries, stone fruits, and a hint of blossom. And it's a 440. Now, I'm a bit concerned because this is a little bit tighter than the other one. Yeah, I'm not using my Vocation Special. That is still on the draining board downstairs from its abuse from yesterday. So hopefully can I do a quick test? These cans, yeah, these cans just go whoosh. You can't do a pressure test on the Vocation cans. Maybe that's just because they're big cans, but lovely stuff. Right, let us get this into the glass. This is not a nucleated glass, so getting quite a bit of foam. We should be. Oh, can we get it all in? Oh, I don't want to leave it so it goes all the way over. The majority in. The majority has it. Damn it! Right, boom, something like that. I always like doing that with when I've got a big head. Over 2 fingers, 2.5, maybe 2.5. But look, big, huge bubbles of doom, and a lovely white head that is. Look at that. A massive bubble if it focuses. Come on, dude, focus on there. Well, let me tell you, look at that. Huge, big bubblers. Now, apparently, is that due to a dodgy glass or a dodgy washing of a glass? Who knows? Okay, so it is hazy, but hopefully you can still, yeah, you can see movement definitely through there, so it's not as bad as it could be. Yeah, that's weird. It's fluffed up like like when you're doing the washing up, it kind of fluffs up like that. And on the nose, quite light actually, getting some zestiness. Could be lemon, could be grapefruit, that kind of stuff. But not too much. Very light it is. Oh, did I say this was 5%? Nice. Right, tell you what I'm going to do. I don't usually do this. I'm going to chuck the rest in because that head was giving me the fear. Guys, this has been Unclejona. Merry Christmas. Things are definitely moving. Why don't you support the channel? Join the Jonah Army by clicking like down below and subscribing to the channel. Leave me a message if you want to. All that good stuff. Let's see what we get from this bad boy. Wow, quite a good amount of bitterness up front. Bit of zestiness. Oh, I'm getting like papaya and tropical fruits there. So zesty kind of grapefruit and perhaps a touch of lemony stuff. Then papaya, a little bit of creaminess. I'm trying to find that berry, and it's not quite there for me. I did see another review on this. That wasn't why I bought this beer, but I thought I'd see what other people have said. So what do we got? We got malted barley. We have got wheat and oats in there. It's not really doing that much for the head, which is disappointing. Yeah, and the guy I was watching, he was waxing lyrical about the blueberry, which is from the Idaho 7. But I'm not getting that at all. Got to look out for berries and kind of fruits and stuff. And what was the other thing? It said peach, wasn't it? Peach. I wasn't really getting peach. Peach is a classic sign for me of hops, Cascade, and of course East Kent Goldings. But not so much for these ones. Not Mosaic, probably not. Although it might be related to Cascade. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, definitely more zest. Maybe the orange is there too. But I can honestly say I'm not getting berries out of this at all. Um, this for me is an example of a nice modern pale ale style. Um, very bitter and zesty up front, but then kind of mellows out a bit. Um, it does have a creaminess there too. Apologies for my belching, dear viewer. It's outrageous, I know, but that's what happens when you drink beer. Or it happens when I drink beer anyway. But it's still quite light. Does have a bit of that creaminess there, which sort of, as you can see, makes me go. But there's a bit of juiciness there too, and it kind of finishes a little bit juicy, a little bit watery. So it's not full on juice punch. It's kind of like no, it is a real juice, but maybe with some topped up with some water kind of thing. Um, and it does finish. That there is an aftertaste there, a zesty, tropical, fruity aftertaste. But then it does finish quite sort of quite dry and quite sort of sharp. It doesn't linger very long, um, which is good because that means you can drink some more. And that's exactly what I intend to do. Hmm. Okay, so as we're getting towards the bottom, I'm getting a bit of greenery now. Still that papaya thing going on, that tropical thing in the background. Definitely there. Bit of, like I say, bit more juicy now. So as opposed to a zesty kind of grapefruit up front, we're talking. Well, it isn't even grapefruit because it's not as zesty. So maybe a mixture of grapefruit and orange, and then added water. It's weird. A lot of people say don't mix your whiskey with water. Some people swear by it by adding a few drops. Um, but definitely don't put a dram in and then top it up with the same measure. So it's kind of watered it down by a half. Um, I think that's what's gone on here because this is 5%. This beer shouldn't be 5%. This beer should be more 6.5, and then you could call it an IPA. At pale ale strength, 5. I mean, 5 is not to be sniffed at. It's not too bad. I would say, and I've said it many times before, dear viewer, and if you've been with me for a while, you'll know 5% ABV is probably my benchmark. That's kind of, though I like stronger beers and I like some weaker beers, especially a nice mild. Though you don't find those very often these days, or a table beer. Fantastic. Um, but yeah, I think alcohol wise, benchmark for me has always been 5%, and it probably always will be. I know some people, especially Americans, who say, oh, if it's not 6%, if it's not 6.5%, it's just piss, it's just water. I, of course, do have exceptions for that, including the fantastic beer Guinness, which I really love. Um, and that's kind of got a bit weaker. It's now 4.2%. And especially if you get it in a pub on draft, nothing wrong with having it in the cans, especially if you buy the draft widgeted Guinness. But yeah, from a pub, it's a lot thicker. It's like, you know, and unfortunately, this kind of falls by the wayside taste wise. Alcohol wise, 5% is on the money, but I suspect they might have watered it down a bit to get it to 5%, which a lot of places do. Weirdly, cider places do it all the time, and they hit 4%. You pick up a cider in the in the shop. A lot of them, and I'm talking the commercial ones, are bang on 4%. You look at the shelf, 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%. What the hell, man? Um, but yeah, a bit weak. Let's finish her off. Finish her off, and you can go on your merry way, because it is Christmas. Yeah, and that last sip was much more of the same, to be honest. There's the Vocation Special Edition Border Hopping USA Pale. I think, dear viewer, I was expecting a little more. Nice beer, nice pale ale, but it could have been so much better. Guys, I'm going to say goodnight to you. Enjoy what you're doing in this fine midweek session. Um, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Remember to come back because we're going to be doing more beer reviews real soon.